Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play RuneScape. I hope everyone's doing very well. I've just got a few small things today. A bit of fun, I hope. The thread, chatting about this quest, The World Wakes, is really, all of the threads are just going crazy. People are really excited about it. And someone in one of the threads posted a really good idea that I decided to look into. But let's see here. What do I need for fishing? Do you guys know? I need a fishing urn. Do I have a fishing amulet? Yeah, let's just start with that. We're just hanging out anyways. So, yeah, this really good idea. The suggestion, and actually let's bring it up. Here we go. The suggestion was, I haven't checked out your videos, so I don't know which evidence you've looked at. However, has anyone tried to get a close-up of the shadowed figure's hands? Unless Jagex intended to graphically update the Majorats again, they had 3 fingers last time I checked. Pretty awesome. I like it. The reason I like this so much, the reason's pretty simple actually. Um, Evidence is always going to trump inference. Let's say we have some story and we can make some assumptions, right, that are reasonable, but they're still assumptions, so we have some chance of being wrong. If we have evidence that it kind of counters those assumptions, then we have to be very prepared to throw out those assumptions, you know? So these hands, they're very interesting. So that's what I did. I went and had a look. I found that the best place to look at the shadowed figure is actually in Varrock. And so I decided to try out 3 different angles. So there's the first one. And you can see it very quickly appears and then vanishes. And here again, very quickly appearing, and then boom, gone. And then I tried from another angle, and basically with the different angles, I just wanted to make sure I could get a good perspective on what this guy's hands look like. And then I zoomed in, you can see it there. He's got these glove hands, right? And you're going to see in a minute, these are very typical for the Majorat. It's hard to see the the 3 fingers there, but I switched the angle a little bit, and and there it is. And you can see 3 fingers, right? It's not entirely clear, right? But the glove hand shape, the 3 fingers, right? Here we see a Majorat. You can see that the hands are kind of like claws, glove hands with those 3 fingers. So that fits pretty well. Here again, another picture with more Majorat, 3 fingers. You can look at that image and you can see many examples of it. Unfortunately, we only have one example of this new shadowed figure, right? And then, I wanted to look back at some of the other stuff, look at how tall he is. He's big enough to be a Majorat, right? Majorat are much taller than humans. So yeah, these pictures, we don't have a whole lot to go on. And people want to look back at the lore and the stories, but we also always have to question the source. And that's tricky. Very tricky. Alright, so what else do I have here? Oh yeah. Oh, this is interesting. I don't know if everyone's going to be interested in this, but I decided to walk right up to him and I turned up the sound and you can hear this rumbling boom. Also, we've got this Majrat concept art. People have talked so much about this guy's face, and it's the wrong face, the wrong color, the wrong markings and stuff like that. But if we go back to the wiki and look at the concept art for rejuvenated Majorat, we get all kinds of colors of faces, right? We've got this kind of beige color, a gray color, a darker color, both male and female for that one. and then we've got a yellow, a blue, and a red. And presumably some of these colors are for the different gods. We've got the red, maybe that's for Zamorak, which is kind of strange since Zamorak was a Majorat. Don't know how that works. If they're like chameleons. I guess they're shapeshifters, so of course they could change their color. Why not, right? Then we've got the blue for Saradomin, I guess. I don't know that any of the Majorat are aligned with Saradomin. And then the yellow, I guess that's for Zaros, but I haven't really confirmed that. So I don't know, but clearly there's a wide range of colors, right? And I don't think this is even conclusive because things change in the game all the time, the graphical updates. So we don't, there's too many questions at this point. So yeah, I mean, I thought about going back through all of the physical evidence, right? Looking at costume versus costume. But at this point, if we compare someone like Azandra and Sliske, right? If we didn't know that Azandra existed, we might look at Azandra's robes and say, well, maybe that's Sliske, right? Because there's some similarities. And that's the kind of comparison I think I was making when I was saying that, hey, this shadowed figure looks like Sliske, right? Because it's just a physical comparison. That's not going to be enough, you know. And that goes the same for the bobblehead image that we've got of Zaros. It's not very telling, and I don't know. There's less to look at even. Yeah, so a little bit more evidence, right? I think we can be fairly confident that the shadowed figure is a Majorat. It's got the right build, right? I've shown that before. It's tall, huge being, right? Not that the gods can't be that too, right? Once you see it move away, it's got the right posture. And the hands, I think, are a dead giveaway. These glove, kind of three-fingered claw hands. It looks like a Majorat, So maybe Zaros is a Majorat. Or maybe Zaros has 3 fingers for a reason we don't know yet, right? Those are still possible. I think that it would be interesting if it were Zaros, but the more interesting thing for me is when I went back and I started looking at the reasons why people thought it was Zaros. I went right back to the source, right? People are obviously very excited about a god coming into the game, and for some people that's going to be reason enough to say, hey, we've seen something new. It's got the right colors, the right symbols. It's got the dark face, and it appears to be very powerful, so that could be it, right? But people also look back to a little bit of lore called, what is it called? The Last Riders. That's what it's called. And in there, right, a shadowy figure goes to the world of the Last Riders and convinces them, right, watches them for a while, finds their weakness, right, finds that they are infertile and they want to reproduce, and then convinces them that if you come with me, I will solve your problems, right? I will give you freedom. I will give you babies. And so these guys went along with it. Maybe not the best decision they ever made, but, and Zaros is credited for having brought them to this world, right? He was the one who was credited for this work. Now, if someone else were sent to do the job, I think Zaros, the god who commissioned the work, would be the one who got the credit. That's just how it goes. Now, it's a little more difficult to make that kind of assessment, because it actually kind of says, the shadowy figure brought us to the new world. We followed him through the portal. And then shortly after that it says, so we learn more about the new world, how to please our empty lord, right, who is we know to be Zaros. And it also says that, in the hopes that he will reward us, right? He will give us this gift that we were promised by the shadowy figure. Now, still, at this point, right, we cannot confirm for sure that those are the same people. It looks like they are. It looks like they probably are, but we still have to make an inference, right? And if we look at the physical evidence, if we look at the size, if we look at the hands, of this figure, it looks like a Majorat. So we kind of have to bank on the physical evidence first, bank on what we know, and then kind of, see where that brings us, right? See where we can go from there. This thing appears to have claw hands, 3 fingers. How could we explain Zaros being either a Majorat or something very similar, right? So that's kind of curious. I think it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, so I just had a few other small updates, and I've got some plans for next videos I want to do. But tomorrow, JMods are going to Clan Wars. They're going to be there, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm sure most people have heard about this by now, but check out the time for it. Yeah, obviously people live all over. They have different time zones, so you should check that out. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be there myself for the members one, and then tomorrow is the free to play. Or sorry, let me back that up. Tomorrow is the pay to play, and then the day after on Saturday is the free to play one. So yeah, very cool stuff. Hopefully, as some people have pointed out, in a couple of days, hopefully we'll know for sure if this shadowy figure is Zaros or someone else. And if it is someone else, my best guess is still that this is Sliske, right? But I would say that the chances of this being Sliske are not particularly high, right? It might be 40%, right? I'm 40% confident that this is Sliske, but that leaves a lot of room for other things. And a lot of people will say, I'm 100% confident that this is Zaros, but that just doesn't make sense, right? We can only be 100% confident when we know it to be fact. And we just don't have that information yet. So we have to open up our minds a little bit to other possibilities. It could be someone new, and someone new would be very cool. I've always felt that if we could get inspiring characters into the game, characters that, if you think about really good movies or really good novels or even really good songs, right? These all have characters about them that draw us in, right? These characters can change the way we think about our world, right? And so why doesn't a game have room for these characters? I'm sure there are some examples in the game of RuneScape that we could look to that would be interesting, but I think really strong character development is very important. It makes stories what they are, it gives them their value. So yeah, on a bit of a rant, I guess. Yeah, I've got some other fun plans, but I think I'm going to wrap it up there. We'll just have a short little video. I'll throw this all together, get a few clips, and I will talk to you guys again soon. So thanks very much for coming along to go fishing with me, and I'll see you guys next time.